The third Senate impeachment trial in U.S. history is now underway on Capitol Hill. But before senators begin arguments next week, we brought in a local law expert to really break down how significant this moment is and just where it could lead. Local 22's Devin Bates sat down with Vermont Law School professor Jared Carter, and Devin joins us live in the newsroom with more tonight. Hi, Devin, fill us in.
Well, Lauren, next week the Senate will set the rules of the trial, which will answer the important question of whether or not there will be witnesses. That debate has already grabbed headlines this week as new evidence from indicted Rudy Giuliani associate Lev Parnas has strengthened Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer's push to get an eyewitness on the Senate floor. A busy week in Washington included impeachment articles being walked over to the Senate, and on Thursday, Senator Patrick Leahy was part of the escort committee, as Chief Justice John Roberts was sworn in as the presiding officer. On Friday, President Trump unveiled his legal team of familiar names Alan Dershowitz and Kenneth Starr, to name a few. Starr led the Whitewater investigation that resulted in former President Bill Clinton's impeachment in 1998. I sat down with constitutional law expert Jared Carter for his input.
Obviously, when you bring in high-name, high-profile lawyers, you're trying to, bolster your defense team. You can expect to see Trump's defense team arguing their case, filing briefs on behalf of the president.
The fight between Senate Republicans and Democrats over who, if any, witnesses will testify in the trial is raging on, fueled by new allegations from indicted Rudy Giuliani associate Lev Parnas. In assessing how that information might change GOP leadership's approach to the trial's rules, Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer didn't sound optimistic.
Are we going to allow the time for witnesses and documents? Or is the leader going to try to rush it through? At the very same time, out of the other side of his mouth, he condemns the House.
Majority Leader Mitch McConnell has said he's in favor of starting the trial with the potential of witnesses and more documents to be addressed later.
The Democrats are likely to make the case that additional testimony, additional evidence is needed because it was the president and his lawyers who refused to participate in the House impeachment process.
Now, Senator Leahy penned an op-ed in the New York Times today calling on the Senate to defend the Constitution's separation of powers, saying in part, quote, Congress chose to provide military assistance to an ally that is literally under attack by Russia. The president chose to delay that aid, violating the law because he viewed his political interests as more important. Live in the newsroom tonight, Devin Bates, Local 22 News.